All right, we're going to work on lesson 84 today. Before you start, I want to make sure that you've read page 538 through page 540 first. As I'm going through the video, you can pause or rewind as you need if I go too fast. And it's very important that you write these down so you have examples to help you with the written practice. We're going to start today with problem A, which is on page 540. A through D are similar. They all have the directions. Write the fraction or a mixed number as a decimal number. And this is kind of fun. Really, all you need to do is make sure that you know how to say this number. If you can say this number, you can write it as a decimal. You need to know a little bit about your place value and stuff, but I'm going to help you guys out with that. So let's go ahead and start with writing. This is less than a 1. Because it's 425 1,000. So if I took a whole and broke it up into 1,000 pieces, 425 of those are the pieces that we're talking about. So we know that it's less than a whole, so we're going to just write equals here. And since it's less than a whole, we're going to put 0 before our decimal. So we've got a 0, and is the decimal, so we say this decimal as and when we're saying the number. 425 and so it was 420, excuse me, there's no whole number here, so we don't normally put the and there, so we just say it as a decimal. We use and when we have a whole number here, but we don't, so we're just going to say it's 425 thousandths. And if you remember, this here is our ones place, and this spot here is going to be our tenths place. And then this spot here is going to be our hundredths place. And then the last spot here will be our thousandths. All right, so this is 425 thousandths. So we're going to be going to this number here. And so we put the last number, this number here, in the thousandths place. So this is going to be 5. And then the next number is going to be 2. And the next number is 4. And so that's how you write 425 thousandths as a decimal, this number right here. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here so I can circle my answer without having this mess in the way. All right, let's go ahead and go to B. So this one here has a whole number. So we're going to write this number. Let's write equals. We're going to write this number. This whole number here can just be the number that we put in front of the decimal. So it doesn't matter how big it is. It could be a million. But this number is in front of the decimal. So we're going to put it in front of the decimal. And that's just like you would write any number. You'd put the number before the decimal. Usually we don't have decimals. I'm going to go ahead and mute my other computer. Okay. So according to the last one here, we've got 3 numbers. We've got tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put the 5 in the thousandths place, the 7 in the hundredths place, and the 8 in the tenths place. So 3, oh, and here's that and I was talking about. So since this has a whole number, we say 3 and 875 thousandths, because this goes to the thousandths place. Okay, let's go ahead and go to C. C has no whole number, so we're going to start with 0 and then put our decimal. And it says 35 thousandths. Now, it's very important that you remember we have our tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So this is 35 thousandths. We're going to put the last number here in the thousandths place. And then the next number is going to be in the hundredths place. And then we don't have anything in the tenths place. So the same thing as nothing is 0. So our answer is 0 and 35 thousandths. We could just write 35 thousandths because these are, the zeros don't really do anything. They're just holding the place. So your answer without my marks would look like this. You could also, you don't always have to put the 0 in front of the decimal. As long as you put the decimal there, you could just write it like that. But while we're practicing, it's probably a good idea to keep doing that. Okay, let's go ahead and go to D. So again, we have a whole number, so we're going to put a whole number in front of the decimal. And then it says, so it's 2 and 7 thousandths. So we've got our tenths, our hundredths, and our thousandths place. There's only one number here. So we're going to put that in the thousandths place. And since there's no other things, these are zeros. So it's 2 and 7 thousandths. So without my marks, it would look like this. 2 and 7 thousandths. Be careful when you see these numbers with the big denominators, because you want to make sure that this number, this numerator, starts, the number to the right is the first number you put here in this spot. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to E. Now this time it says write each decimal number as a fraction or a mixed number. Then use words to name the numbers. So this is a fraction, 425 thousandths. This is a mixed number because we've got fractions with whole numbers. 3 and 875 thousandths is a mixed number. 35 thousandths is a fraction. And 2 and 7 thousandths is a mixed number. This has no numbers in front of the decimal, so it's just going to be a fraction. And if we remember our place value, we've got, well, this is our ones. This is our tenths. This is our hundredths. Eventually my handwriting will get good with this pen. And this is our thousandths. All right, so it says to write it as a fraction or a mixed number, and then use words to name it. So we're going to do the fraction first. So we know that it goes to the thousandths place, so we're going to write 1,000 for our denominator. And our numerator is going to be this number. So it's 214 thousandths. You can write that in word form just like it sounds. 214 thousandths. So in word form, it would be 214 thousandths. Don't forget that THS. Oops, I'm running out of space there. I can, this isn't a normal piece of paper, so I can, if I can get my thing, okay, I can just go over here past the margin. There we go. All right, so this answer, we use two parts, so this is all our answer. All right. I'm curious if my circle went over the edge of the paper there. It did. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and go to 84F. Okay, write each decimal as a fraction or mixed number. Then use words to name the numbers. So this one is going to be a mixed number because we have a whole number here. So it's going to be 4 and we go to thousandths. So we're going to put a 1,000 for our denominator. Be careful when you write these. Whole numbers take up the whole space between lines. Notice I have a blue line here and a blue line here. The 4 takes up that space, and the fractions take half of it. So we've got thousandths here, and then this number is going to be our numerator. So it's 4 and 321 thousandths. And to write it in word form, you say it just like we've been saying it. So remember this decimal here is your and. So we're going to say 4 and 300 and I know I'm going to run out of space, so I'm going to write it down here. 4 and 320, and remember 21 is going to have that dash, so 21, and we're dealing with thousandths, so it's thousandths. So just like you'd say it, 4 and 321 thousandths is exactly the way you'd write it. 4 and 321 thousandths. And that's going to be our answer there. I've got a little bit of a mess there, but I'm not going to rewrite it. All right, let's go ahead and go to 84G. It says same directions. We're going to write the fraction or mixed number. This is a 0 and 25 thousandths. There's no whole number. We don't need to worry about the and because it's not a mixed number. It's just going to be a fraction. So we know that it goes to the thousandths place. It's 3 numbers over from the decimal. So we're going to write thousandths for our denominator. And then all we have on top, these zeros are nothing. So we're just going to write 25. So it's 25 thousandths. And to write that in word form, we write 20, and there's a dash for 25, 25 thousandths. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, forget to circle my answer. Okay, next one. This is a mixed number. We have a whole number in front of the decimal, and we're going to have an and in our word form. There's no number in the tenths place, but we do have a hundredths and a thousandths. So we're going to go ahead and write 5 for our whole number. Remember, it takes the whole line. And then we're going to, we're dealing with thousandths because this goes to the thousandths place. So we're going to put 1,000 as the denominator. And there's only 12 of them, so we're going to put 12 up here. To write this in word form, we write 5, just like we say it, 5 and 12 thousandths. So it's going to be 5 and, that's the decimal, 12. See if I can fit it, thousandths. All right, and we're going to circle our answer. What is that? Always goes off the screen over there. I'm kind of curious. I drew over. It did. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and go to I. So write each decimal, same deal. So we're going to put here, there's no whole numbers, there's no tenths, there's no hundredths, but there is a thousandth. So we're going to write 1,000 as our denominator. And since there's nothing there, it's just a 3. It's 3 thousandths. It's a really small number. To write that in word form, it's just like it sounds. We write 3 thousandths. All right, we have one more. All right, this is 9. So we've got a whole number. It's going to be a mixed number for our fraction. Then we have an and for the decimal, and then we've got 999 thousandths. So let's write that. We've got 9 for our whole number. It goes to the thousandths place, so we're going to write 1,000 for our denominator. And there's 999 of them. Only 1,000th away from being 10. We're going to write this just like it sounds. It's 9 and 999 thousandths. So we're going to write 9. And for the decimal, 900. I'll go to the next line. 90. 99 has a dash. 99 thousandths. Thousandths are fun. All right. There we go. We're going to circle our answer, and that's it. So we're going, I'm always making circle smileys. Let's make a square smiley. He's going to have lots of hair. All right. You have a wonderful day.